Sean, so it's Friday and I'm sure by now you're probably wondering about the anime that's invading your screen. So I decided to use this opportunity of making a video to force you to watch anime. Sorry about that. So before I keep on blabbing, let me introduce to you the video. 5 things that anime does better than television. I think the first and probably one of the minor things is that because anime is a drawn thing as opposed to something that has to look very close to real life, the appearances of characters can basically reflect their personality to a massive extent. Shows like Soul Eater do a very good job of it as well, where you have people like Maka who dress pretty much like a schoolgirl, and that gives you an idea of how they study extremely hard. And of course that does mean that anime often fulfills stereotypes of those kinds of dress codes and that sort of thing, but at the same time you can start an anime and immediately know where you stand with the character based on what they're wearing. And that does give a very cool opportunity where if a character is dressed one way but behaves another way, it creates kind of a massive confusion. Alright, on to the next thing. The one thing I love about anime is that it can do flashbacks. Now, you've watched Arrow, and I'm sure you remember the flashbacks there. A lot of the time they felt kind of cheesy or overdone, and they didn't really have the emotional resonance that a flashback in an anime has. Anime often explores a character's head far more than a TV series does. Anime also go into people's thoughts, and occasionally even into their head, with different imagery and metaphors at work to show what the character's feeling. Anime also tends to make use of all of its visual and sound capabilities, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I read an article about how TV comedy often is just based on what characters say, but with anime they tend to use the visuals a lot more effectively. Anime tends to have a lot more things, popping into the frame or out of the frame or suddenly appearing to create comedy. Then a very obvious thing that anime has to its advantage is because it's animated, it's a lot easier to show different abilities or massive fight scenes than it would be in a TV series. You may not know this, but Supernatural has an anime, and that was also one of the benefits they said is with the TV show, there's some things that they just can't do when it comes to monsters. But with an anime, they can go that extra mile to make the monsters freaky. Anyway, so now to the final thing, and it's definitely something I absolutely adore about anime, is that because of the style it's written in, a lot of anime have very clear moral themes to them. Again, I'm going to cite Naruto. Attack on Titan has a kind of freedom vibe going. Tokyo Ghoul and Attack on Titan also explore what it is to be human. Anime has a very direct writing style. Characters say what they mean most of the time. You saw in Liar Game how strange it was to see a live action version of Liar Game when it's adapted from a manga. So it allows for absolutely beautiful stories that really touch you and really leave you with a very clear message or make you think. The one difference I have noticed is it takes a lot less for you to connect with an anime character than with a real life character. I will cry for anime after one episode of knowing a character if it's done well, whereas a TV series I need more than an episode, because with an episode it feels like I don't know them well enough. I don't know if you found that interesting. I don't really care if you didn't, mainly because, as I said, this was just my excuse to force you to watch some anime playing in the background. I've got a list of the anime I use down in the doobly-doo with a very short synopsis on each one. I recommend you watch at least one of them, just saying. Also, about your vegetarianism, grats! I can't wait for you to get back and show us some of your vegetarian cooking skills. Bye!